What if I told you that the most confident people you know are actually faking it? And here's the wild part. That's exactly why they're so confident. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mind Whisperer. I'm the Guardian, and today we're cracking open one of psychology's best-kept secrets. You know those people who walk into a room and just own it? The ones who seem like they were born confident? Yeah, they weren't. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they know and how to use it yourself. Here's what we're covering today. The science behind real confidence. Why your brain is lying to you about your abilities, 3 research-backed techniques that actually work, and the one mistake that's keeping you stuck in your head. So here's where it gets interesting. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. But here's the paradox that trips everyone up. You can't wait until you feel confident to act confident. That's backwards. Stanford psychologist Albert Bandura spent decades studying this. And what he found completely flips the script on how we think about confidence. Think about learning to ride a bike. Did you feel confident before you got on? No. You felt terrified. But you did it anyway, fell a bunch of times, and then, boom, confidence showed up after the fact. That's how it always works. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. Here's a real example from the U.S. workplace. Google ran an internal study and found that their most successful employees weren't the ones who felt ready for promotions. They were the ones who applied before they felt ready. Meanwhile, equally qualified people stayed stuck because they were waiting to feel more confident first. That wait? It never ends. Quick question. Think about the last time you felt really confident about something. Was it before you tried it or after you'd done it a few times? Drop your answer in the comments. The science backs this up hard. When you take action despite feeling nervous, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that makes you feel accomplished. Do this enough times, and your brain literally rewires itself to associate that action with positive feelings. That's called neuroplasticity, and it's the biological foundation of confidence building. Now let's talk about why your brain is actively working against you. There's this thing called the negativity bias, and it's basically your brain's built-in hater. For every positive thought you have about yourself, your brain gives about 3 times more weight to negative ones. Why? Because back in the caveman days, the optimistic guy who ignored danger got eaten by a tiger. Your brain is literally programmed to focus on what could go wrong. Here's where it shows up in modern life. You give a presentation at work or school, and 10 people say it was great. One person looks bored. Which do you remember on the drive home? The bored person. Every single time. That's negativity bias in action, and it's killing your confidence. But there's more. Ever heard of imposter syndrome? That feeling that you're faking it, and everyone's about to find out you don't belong? Studies show that about 70% of people experience this at some point. That means the majority of confident-looking people around you are dealing with the same internal dialogue you are. They just don't let it stop them. Here's a UCLA study that'll blow your mind. Researchers found that people consistently underestimate how positively others view them. In social situations, you think people are judging you way more harshly than they actually are. Your brain is literally making up a worse reality than exists. It's like having a really dramatic screenwriter in your head who only writes horror movies. The trick? Call it out. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, or everyone thinks I'm stupid, pause and ask, is that a fact, or is that my negativity bias talking? Most of the time, it's the bias. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. Technique 1, the 2-minute rule. This comes from behavioral psychology, and it's stupidly simple. When you're avoiding something because you don't feel confident, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. Not the whole thing, just 2 minutes. Want to go to the gym, but feel self-conscious? Go for 2 minutes. Nervous about starting that project? Work on it for 2 minutes. Here's why this works. The hardest part of any task is starting it. Your brain builds up massive resistance beforehand. But once you're actually doing it, that resistance drops by about 80%. 2 minutes gets you over the activation hump, and usually you'll keep going. Even if you stop after 2 minutes, you've still taken action. And remember, action builds confidence. Technique 2, the confidence ladder. You don't climb Mount Everest on your first hike, right? Same with confidence. Break down your big, scary goal into tiny steps. Want to be confident in social situations? Don't start with a huge party. Start with making eye contact with a barista. Then add a smile. Then make small talk. Then strike up a conversation with someone in line. Each tiny win builds evidence that you can do this. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that small, consistent wins are way more effective for building confidence than occasional big achievements. It's like compound interest, but for your self-belief. Every small action is a deposit in your confidence bank account. Technique 3, the alter ego effect. This is what elite athletes use, and it's incredibly powerful. Think of someone who embodies the confidence you want. Could be a real person, a character, even a version of yourself from the future. When you're in a situation that requires confidence, mentally step into that persona. Beyoncé famously created Sasha Fierce for performances. Kobe Bryant had his Black Mamba mentality. This isn't being fake, it's trying on different versions of yourself until one fits. Eventually, those characteristics become part of your actual identity. Your brain doesn't distinguish much between real and vividly imagined experiences, so by acting as if, you're actually rewiring your neural pathways. If you're getting value from this, hit that like button. It helps more people find this content. And if you want more psychology breakdowns like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Here's the big one that nobody talks about. The biggest confidence killer isn't what you think. It's not your appearance, your background, or your abilities. It's comparison. Specifically, comparing your behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. Social media has turned this into an epidemic. Here's what happens. You see someone's polished Instagram, their perfect LinkedIn, their curated TikTok, and you compare it to your messy reality. But you're comparing two completely different things. You know all your doubts, failures, and insecurities because you live with them 24/7. You only see their carefully selected best moments. It's an unfair fight you can never win. Theodore Roosevelt said it best. Comparison is the thief of joy. Modern psychology has proven him right. A 2024 study from the American Psychological Association found that heavy social media users reported 60% higher rates of imposter syndrome and lower self-confidence than light users. The constant comparison is literally eroding your self-belief. The fix? Compare yourself to yourself. Are you better than you were last month? Last year? That's the only comparison that matters. Everyone else is on a different journey, with different starting points, different challenges, different privileges. Your only job is to be better than the previous version of you. Here's a challenge. For the next week, every time you catch yourself comparing to someone else, redirect it. Ask, how have I grown? Instead of, why aren't I like them? Try it, and let me know how it goes in the comments. So let's recap the real secret of confidence. It's not a feeling you wait for. It's a skill you build through action. Your brain is going to fight you with negativity bias and imposter syndrome, but that happens to everyone. Use the 2-minute rule to get started, build your confidence ladder one small win at a time, and try on that alter ego when you need it most. Stop comparing yourself to others' highlight reels and start focusing on your own progress. The most confident version of you is on the other side of consistent action. So here's my question. What's one small thing you're going to do this week to build your confidence? Drop in the comments below. I read every single one. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to the Mind Whisper for more psychology breakdowns that actually help you level up. I'm the Guardian, and I'll see you in the next one.